My name's Eddie Sparks. How y'all doing? Well, the reason why I made this video today is to encourage you to get your residuals up. So I'm going to take the residual plunge with you. And if you don't know, I've expanded my business to internet marketing besides music. If you don't know anything about me personally, I grew up in Florida. We started doing video and production services in the Tampa area. And then I myself and some of my friends moved to Vegas and Los Angeles. And people have seen me in Hollywood many times walking around during the day and that night too, depending on what you're, fancy about. But what we do at Hermosa Beach Marketing, my business, I founded quite some time ago and melded with my Florida corporation, is basically the mathematics involved with advertising musicians and artists. So if you can't meld everything together, then we can't really use other people's money to promote you. All the other artists and stuff have their own streamline of money, and there's a lot of egos with money and the wonderful decisions made by people that have money. And then they usually have some sort of advisor and that ego, and then their advisor eventually hires a professional. So what happens is that the professional gets involved, and after years and years and years, people trust a professional as an advisor eventually, one way or the other. In my case, since I'm pretty smart, plus we were already doing this particular style of work in Florida, we actually had become a little bit more popular, and it took about 34 seconds for me to jump from one hoop to the other, and then you kind of learn the LA way. Now, people have seen me in the Valley, in Orange County, in San Diego, way out in San Gabriel Valley, Burbank, Valencia, West Covina, Belmont, everywhere else, Westminster, of course, and in capitalist meetings and stuff like that, started representing some of our interests and learning a little bit more about their style of business over there. But in reality, it's just all music and stuff. But, in order to maintain our side and maybe to buy equipment and stuff to keep everybody employed, started doing really cool stuff. And some of my friends started doing really cool stuff too. So, I started the internet marketing section to stay employed while I could do just about anything I wanted to. And we've grown it to this point. And I have traveled for quite some time on this service. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and take the pledge, 3,000 day pledge, to start today and grow the business that I've already grown and expanded. And anyone can get this piece of paper in their hands. This is just a sales application. Anyone can get that piece of paper in their hands from any nationality, and you can fill this thing out right here at your leisure, or just use a pen and first name and last name and their email address and phone number, business name, address, and phone number, and the office will do that for you. So what I'd like to do is get my residuals up to $100,000 a month, and to be able to do that and maintain it for from today for 3,000 days. So let's look it up. 3,000 days from now. Sunday, January 22nd, 2034. So that's our date, January 22nd, 2034, is the last day I'm going to continue to maintain my residuals. And I only plan on doing it with the phone and Google itself. I don't like to spend money on spending money, so I don't like to spend money on spending my time either. People like to buy leads and stuff in call centers, which we've had experience in marketing and advertising. But in reality, I'm going to sell a presidential power package for Shooting Star Marketing Service, and I'm going to sell our advertising services too, which is also by the month. So I mean, a little bit about how that works is really simple. Hi, my name's Ed. Hi, my name's Ed, and I'm with Hermosa Beach Marketing. Me and my friends have a internet marketing service that we sell, and it is made in the USA. Would you like to hear about our bundles? Do you want to put some money towards marketing labor this month? Because as long as you make it about hourly, then it's generally a solid conversation. And then since opportunity plus preparation equals luck, our business does advertise a lot, and a lot of people have seen our business all throughout California and Rhode Island and Florida, and a few countries too. And it should be fairly easy to sell the service by phone. I've only sold by phone one time, $29.99 a month. I was really proud of myself. Now selling $29.99 a month as a sales rep is fine, but the business is still going to get 66% of that. So at the moment, I'm committing to $100,000 a month in residuals. I finished all my chores. I don't have any more chores. I've kind of looked at it like this, like 3 weeks ago, I got bit by a bug, and then I got bit by a bug the next day, and I kept waking up getting bit by bugs, and it didn't look right. So after about 7 or 8 days of just getting completely slaughtered by some insect of some sort here in Curacao, turned out we found the culprit, which was a centipede about that long. It wasn't super long, but I mean, they start squiggling and they run real fast. So we fried the centipede with a little tennis racket thing that you use for insects. And then my entire body, just any sort of thing that happens to me right now, like if I get bit by a mosquito, it looks like I'm just broken out in complete hives. So plus the heat sweat don't help either. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take this 3,000 day journey. I'm going to keep you updated. I'm going to try to get me on camera. That's not that easy to do. Curacao also has internet and power issues on a consistent basis, so it's really hard to deal with everything else. I am pretty tough. People do consider me their hero. I am one of the fastest people ever born on a keyboard and mouse. Um, I'm pretty tough too. I travel around the world, North and South America, people like that, and I have operated business in Hollywood with people like that too. So it just depends on what you want to do with your life. But in reality, I don't foresee any other way but to get the service running, make sure all the bugs are worked out as the owner. If you haven't seen the presidential power package presentation, we have it right here. Um, we've sold this product so much before the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, we still hold some customers. But it's time to go ahead and grow everything out. And with a 3,000 day expectation, it should be fairly challenging. There's no reason to do anything less challenging. So if you didn't know, I built one city page per city in California and one city page per city in Rhode Island, and that took over 1,000 days. So that was like a year and a half project, no, 3.5 to 4 year project that I did 8 times. So I corrected it and promoted it a fairly a long time. So I recently cleaned that up. So ready to go. Our homepage and stuff like that will always be under construction because we're not dead. So we've got tons and tons of things that you can order from us from photography, audio, video editing, video production. And then of course our marketing and advertising is second to none. We've got the right style of technicians to do the music industry. We have had so many small businesses as customers that will also come into really handy when it comes to making decisions in your immediate future. So as it stands right now, I'm the 2024 top technical CEO. I'm, I'm not that easy to deal with over time. And then, of course, I already know that 2025 is in the bag. Um, so you'll be seeing my face quite a bit. Other than that, our products and services have won awards. Our company staffing has won awards, and lots of the people, the technicians that work here, have won awards too. And it's not easy to do in Los Angeles with 30 million people, plus New York and Miami. So there's a lot of competition, lots of different styles involved. Um, Lots of finance work and lots of sales. So I'm going to sell from scratch. I'm going to start from zero as if I have no residuals. And if you're on the couch right now, and if you were if you had a regular job, you can follow me and get motivated and stay motivated to try to sell a couple presidential power packages or our other services are Ring Ring and Hermosa. Um, Radvertise. It's the Goolah Baby and Mo Money Mo Mojo. So when it comes to residuals, you get paid for every month, and I'm just going to start with my cell phone bonus. So my entire life is going to be oriented to just sell enough of the presidential power package to cover my cell phone bill. It's level one. Other than that, all sorts of life stuff is going to happen. But until January 22nd, 2034, we're still going to run right here, Hermosa Beach Marketing, Hollywood's best advertiser. Y'all have a great day. That's my pledge to do it. I'm going to keep you updated. I don't know, probably daily. You probably watch me on the phone or listen to it. I don't know how that's going to work out in your favor. But we are going to start selling full time. It's November. People don't like to sell in November or December, so it might not be the easiest, but we should be able to sell something. Opportunity plus preparation equals luck, and we've prepared ourselves pretty easy. And I've given the presentation in person, which is how I normally sell everything, is in person with appointments. So this will be our first major attempt to do it by phone, and it'll be fun. So I'm just going to pick a state every day or a service every day that I want to sell and see if I can get people on the phone. And once every maybe 10 or 20 phone calls, I'll try a really, really big business. Because all I need to do is I'll supply y'all with a little link tree eventually. There'll be a link tree somewhere where you can get all the assets for the things that we do. You don't need permission. If you sell something, then we can always get your paperwork done later. There's absolutely nothing you can do to aggravate me. We're providing a service of labor more so than a service of liability. So our only job is to make sure that our customers never have to touch a computer again. So we're good to go. Rock on. Yeah. You'll probably see some pictures of me snorkeling or other things. I'll probably turn all sorts of different colors, but eventually we'll keep you updated. I'll try to keep you updated. I don't know how to set up everything to dial from here, and I don't know if I can control myself when I start making a lot more money. It's really hard for me to control myself, but if I do pledge to everybody that I'm going to do it all the way up until 100,000, which isn't the end of the world, but it is quite a bit of work for us at the same time as monitoring the sales aspect of life. So join the journey. All you need is a telephone. You can watch me do it after this video sometime in the future. And good to go. Maybe we'll put some graphics up, and I don't see how wasting time on any of that stuff's going to be good for you. I'm certainly not trying to get millions of reputations going. It's just one thing or another. We only hire Americans, but anyone can be a sales rep anywhere in the world. I don't care. I'm not going to buy leads, I don't think. It just don't make no sense to call somebody who already told somebody else that they wanted something. It's like, well, they said no, but I'm going to charge you $62 for this guy's phone number that told me no. So you can try None of that ever makes any sense. If we do get into advertising or anything else, or if I hire my own salespeople after I have enough cash to do it, which could be done, that still doesn't count as my residuals. So this is just going to be my personal residuals, accounts that I personally have sold myself, and that means I'm going to have to sell at least 500 to 1,000 accounts, maybe more, maybe five. Never know. But either way, it would be really nice for you to learn how to make 100,000 reoccurring sales residuals, and you're talking to a guy who has done it, and a guy who has wrote checks or at least handed them to him. Most of it's automated based on the day that your customer paid the bill, but in reality, it's just based on where you're at in your life, and before, once in a while we used to cut checks. We handing people 5-figure checks, start with the 2 for the month. Be real nice to do again. So sign up. Doesn't take anything else. I'm the owner. You're approved. Do whatever you want. If you want to take the plunge, then let's do it. If you sit there and sell instead of sit there and manage, then you're going to eventually grow into your own knowledge bank of industry somewhere. So my name is Ed Sparks. You all have a great day. We're right here in Curacao. I'll see you in and out. I'm going to do this on my personal. YouTube, I think, but it might be somewhere else. So have a good day.